I don't usually talk about the community corner videos, but this week's one revealed what Epic have in store for the future of Paragon with regards to the card system and economy. Let's start with the economy. The biggest problem with economy that Epic mentioned in the video was that it was capped, and this is bad, mainly because whenever you play and you do really well and you get elite, there will always be a point in the game where you hit full build, and now instead of having an advantage every moment that ticks, you're at a disadvantage simply because the enemies can catch up. What this often leads to is games that stagnate or are decided by a single mistake. Removing the cap, however, means that how big or small your advantage or disadvantage is in your control. There is still kind of a cap, I guess, with you only having 6 card slots and then only being able to fill them with certain upgrades, so I guess your cap is just when you purchase all your final cards, unless Epic changes completely as well, but they haven't shown any signs that they intend to. You'll notice that I never mentioned card points with regards to the economy, and that's because in the future it doesn't exist. Instead, an unnamed currency will take its place. Think along the lines of gold that exists in other MOBAs. This should allow for a more diverse card system where cards aren't restricted to single point increments. In the future, cards could cost, for example, 100, 150, 200 and so on, while at the moment you can't buy a card that's value sits in between 1 and 2 card points. This probably leaves you with a lot of questions because it left me with a lot. My main concern is what makes Paragon so unique is the card system and deck building, and although in a previous community corner they did say deck building was staying, I'm not sure in what capacity. With there being over 100 new cards, 40 card slots is looking like it's not going to be anywhere near enough, and so my question is, how are they changing deck building, if at all? I'd like to see a deck builder where maybe you just pick a certain amount of equipment cards and then you can just get the upgrades in the game as you go. Or if they increase the deck size, I'd be okay with that. But could you even imagine as a new player having to build a 60 or 70 card deck? And one of the aims of the card rework is to make it easier for newer players, so I highly doubt they're going to increase deck sizes. Affinities in Paragon for a long time have felt pointless, and they kind of just bound a hero to certain cards but without real impact. However, it looks like the card rework is going to change this. There will be effects that only belong to certain affinities, so for example, an effect that can only ever occur on an order card will not appear anywhere else. They have also renamed 3 affinities. Corruption is now death, intellect is now knowledge, and fury is now chaos. The reason behind renaming the affinities is for lore, but I do feel like death is kind of generic. I would have preferred corruption, but if it's for a narrative, then I guess it's okay. The card rework patch will also include changes to wards. Again, no real details on specifics, but Epic don't want the map to be covered in wards, nor do they want wards to be as free as they are now. This automatically buffs heroes and cards that allow you to enter the shadow plane, making Kalari and Wraith instantly stronger, and the changes don't stop there. The card rework is likely to affect all the other heroes as well. We saw back on Legacy how good Steel was with a card like Shockwave, and it's very possible that there will be new cards that instantly buff a hero. Speaking of new cards, Epic did mention one new card effect, Veil Stepper. Enter the shadow plane for 3 seconds after passing through a fog wall. Now this is obviously a jungler's dream. I can't even begin to tell you how many heroes would find this useful. Probably all of the junglers and then some. Whether it's affinity bound, who knows, it sounds like a corruption, a death card, but the fact that wards are going to be appearing a lot less frequently, a card like this will definitely see real value. The details are pretty scarce, but this is the first real bit of knowledge we've gotten about the impending card rework. Epic have said that this is the biggest update to date, even bigger than Monolith. I think we can expect the final art for the map as well as the changes stated above and more. I'm looking forward to the influx of all this new content, new cards and new heroes to come, but I hope that Paragon doesn't lose its uniqueness and the aspects that drew me towards the game. I already saw some of it fade with Legacy, and whether you think the removal of the map and travel mode was for better or worse, it was still an aspect that I'm sure attracted a lot of us, and the more changes that happen, the more it appears Paragon is becoming a standard MOBA. And this might not necessarily be a bad thing. I've never played another MOBA. I just hope that these changes make me love the game even more. But what are your thoughts? Are you excited for the card rework? Do you think Paragon is becoming your more traditional MOBA? Smash that thumbs up button, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe for all the latest content, and until next time guys, peace.